Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video, and today I have something new. I've seen you guys suggested it, and I honestly think Reynolds did this first, maybe Jack or someone, but you guys have been suggesting it to me. You guys want me to do a little prediction of the regional before it happens, and obviously I love taking you guys' suggestions. That's what I do, so that's what I'm here to do today. I'm gonna predict the regional. Let's see how close I can get. Obviously it's tough to predict an A, just kidding, but it's always tough predicting your own team, and with my predictions, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a reasoning. They can't be too extensive, or else this video will be like 30 minutes long. It's just going to be boom, 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 and, you know, that's why it's going to be a fun video, because we're going to be able to come back. People are going to tweet at me when I lost, and I said my team will make it this far, this team will make it this far, and it's just going to be chaos, so let's get right into it. So, I'm going to go from left to right, and starting with Group A, in my opinion, this is definitely the hardest group. The hardest or second hardest for sure. With NRG version 1, a Shopify team that's been looking on the upward trend, and then randoms, which is a bunch of is what I would say ranked demons, like two-piece Chronic and Knight. So likely they will still get last if I had to guess, but they're just demons compared to a lot of other teams you could play in that 4th spot. But right off the rip, I think Energy will probably 3-1 this, maybe 3-2, because Energy does start off really slow. For some reason, whenever we tune in, like I swear I tune into their first round, they're always in game 5. But for now, I'm going to go 3-2 or 3-1. Version 1 versus Shopify. This is a crazy round 1 game. Version 1 really needs to do well. Both these teams have a shot at the major, so it's going to be a lot of pressure on this match, honestly, because if you get first seed out of this group for either of them, that's a huge bonus towards that major. But I really think V1, they kind of choked in the first split where they had a chance to make the major, and their 3rd regional they just bombed out. I think they're hopefully going to learn from that experience, and I'm going to have them 3-2 in Shopify. It could be a weird series because it's probably going to be a lot of nerves because of what's at stake, and, you know, just watch out. Okay, NRG versus Shopify. I think Energy again, 3-1. I'm trying to think of the way Shopify plays and match up against them in my head. And Shopify, I don't really see taking Energy to game 5. Now, I obviously could be wrong. But when I just look on paper, if Energy's trying, if they want to do well and try and get a good seed, so they're locked in for this regional, I really see them, you know, just hunkered down, maybe losing a game, maybe losing 2. But other than that, I think they 3-1. Version 1 versus the randoms team. I have V1 winning this 3-1 as well. Again, the randoms team is good. They'll probably take a game off everybody. But Energy versus version 1. Now this is juicy. I really think version 1 probably, God, do they finally beat their Kryptonite Energy? They always play Energy, but I don't think they ever beat them. I feel like this might be the time they beat them, honestly. I'm already starting off hot. These predictions are coming out hot. Energy version 1, 3-2, getting that top 6. Let's see how wrong I am. And then I think Shopify 3-2's randoms. I think randoms, this is their closest series today. They're really warmed up. They're confident. They have nothing to lose, and they make it close. All right, so going on to the next group, we got FaZe Clan, Team Envy, Rogue, and All Mid. Again, I really think FaZe will probably do really well in this kind of group. They do really well in just group stages, Swiss stages, or usually against any teams they quote-unquote should beat. And starting off hot, FaZe is going to 3-0 this. If All Mid gets a game, that's a success for them. Envy versus Rogue. This is a pretty good round 1. Now, honestly, I think this is tough. I think this goes to game 5 for sure. I just don't know who I want to pick. I think Envy and the experience, they usually are pretty good in those late game scenarios. I'm going to take them 3-2 over Rogue. FaZe Clan versus Rogue. Again, this is a really good match, but FaZe is just kind of, they're just so confident in these kind of matches, and they'll just outpace and outskill almost every team in NA when it comes to these type of matches. So because of it, I'm going to have them 3-1 in Rogue. Envy, I'm going to give All Mid a game here. Maybe, I don't think I should, but I'm going to give them a game just because. And then FaZe versus Team Envy. Now again, I think this is another 3-1. Envy might take a game, but I think FaZe will probably have control this entire day, if I'm being completely honest. And I think they'll definitely come out first in their group. I could be wrong, but. And then Rogue 3, I'm going to give all mid 1 game again. Boom. Alright, going into my group. Oh, God, I hate predicting myself because it could just go so wrong. It could go so wrong. Well, let's get into it. So, us versus our group is G2, Hotlux, Oxygen, Sonics, and Charlotte. Starting off in our group, I really think Charlotte's a good team. They're super solid. You're always going to know what to expect. And I think it'll definitely be a close match. And I think that it'll probably be a 3-1 or 3-2 just because it's first game of the day and we usually come out slow. I swear we don't sweep teams anymore. Like in these matches, it's just so hard to sweep teams in general. Like even like none of these matches are sweeps and only one match here is. So just in Pro Rocket League, it's so hard to sweep someone. Now Oxygen versus Sonics. This is a good one. Because I honestly think Sonics could just show up out of nowhere and pop off. And because of that, I honestly think I'm going to do this. Hot take. Let's go. We're starting off hot. Alright, G2 versus Sonics. Sonics, if this happens, they're coming off a hot win versus Oxygen. The last time we played Sonics, we were able to beat them 3-1, I think. Or 3-something. In the last regional. So, obviously, we're going to have the upper hand because we just caught the previous win. But that also means Sonics probably will know what to expect and how to improve off their last match. So, they'll throw in changes. They'll adapt. And because of it, I think it could be a game 5er. And if they're beating Oxygen, that means they're playing well. So I'm gonna make game 5er for the content. You know what I'm saying? Now Oxygen versus Charlotte. I think this is a 3-1 or 3-2. Oxygen's gonna bounce back. Gimmick's gonna help with that. The mental's reset. And for the last match, G2 versus Oxygen, this should be a doozy. We haven't got to play the new Oxygen tournament, so I honestly have no clue what to expect. But I think it'll be a fun match. And I think that we will probably I'm thinking we like, do we catch a loss in these group stages? That's what I'm wondering. Cause like, bro, I hate doing my own team's predictions because I swear it's just gonna curse us and we're gonna lose. Like, oh my god, this is just, I can already tell a bad juju coming. But I'm gonna say 3-2. Why not? Another game 5 for content. Charlotte versus Sonics. Screw it. Another game 5 content. Tiebreaker, and then I think Sonics wins. Boom. Actually, boom. There you go. Alright, going to the last group, we got Space Station, Complexity, XN, Torrent. Definitely a pretty solid group. Yeah, very solid overall. Space Station versus Torrent. Now, for some reason, Torrent always seems to be SSG's kryptonite, but I think SSG is going to come in a lot cleaner than probably last regional, and they're going to have business to take care of, and I think it'll be a 3-1. Complexity, now this is a curious one. No one knows what's been going on with Complexity, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they do this third regional. And because of it, I honestly think I'm going to have them losing to Exit, just because Exit's solid, and if Complexity's still looking the same as they did the previous 2 regionals, they're probably not going to pull it off. Space Station versus Exit. I think Space Station goes... I think they 3-1 Exit. I really wanted to do 3-2, but I think that they're just going to be, like, the way Exit plays, the demos might be super effective versus them, so I think that's why it'd be a 3-1 instead of 3-2. And I'm going to have Complexity catching the dub versus Torrent here. Yeah, 3-2, go to game 5. Complexity, they're back. No, I'm just kidding. Space Station versus Complexity, again, a really good game. Space Station seems to have Complexity's number, I believe. I don't know what happened last time. It might have been a sweep. But I do think Space Station will probably... I'm going to say 3-2 for the content once again. Exit versus Torrent. I'm going to have Exit winning 3-2. Boom. So, out of the 3 teams in groups... Oh, God. This is definitely not right. There's no way there's... Every team in one of these groups is going 3-0. There's always a 2-1, I swear. yeah, these predictions are just going to be wrong. But I don't want to change them, so that's just what my gut was feeling. You always got to go with your gut. So V1, 3-0, FaZe 3-0, G2, 3-0, Space Station, 3-0. Now, let's get into the playoffs. Alright guys, now let's get into the playoffs portion of this regional. And first, we'll start off with the lower rounds, best 5. Envy versus Shopify. Now, this is a really good game. And honestly, I don't see any way which team wins. This doesn't go to game 5. But I'm going to go with my boys at Envy. I think they're going to start picking it up. And I think they're going to kill Shopify's major chances right then and there. And Envy is going to be making their run. Auction versus Complexity. Now, this is a good one. Now, the question is, which Complexity is going to show up? Because in my head, I want to pick Oxygen. But if a good Complexity shows up this weekend, I really see them I could see them turning up and winning. But I just haven't seen that out of Complexity, so it's so tough to just hope and pray that happens when I haven't seen it in recent times, you know? So because of it, I'm going to give it 3-2 to Complexity. Love these game 5s, always for content. Who cares about the actual game score? Energy versus Rogue. Wow, Energy's in the lowers. That's crazy. Now, Energy, I believe, they'll be locked in, especially if they're in lowers. I think they 3-1 Rogue. I think that's pretty safe to say. But Energy in lowers, that's crazy. Yeah, that's definitely my hot take. Alright, so XZ versus Sonics. Ooh, this is a tough one. I feel like XZ usually has been in these positions more, and Sonics doesn't really have usually this experience where they go past this round. But is this the one? Who knows? But because of that lack of experience, I'm going to go 3-2 XZ. Wait, what? Okay, there you go. Just like that, we have Envy versus Oxygen, a rematch, I believe in the same exact round as last regional. And then Energy versus XZ. Now, Energy, XZ, I believe Energy's definitely going to win. 3-2 again. Energy, if they're locked in, if they're trying, and you can definitely tell the difference of, you know, when they're not. Because they're already clinched. They don't really, besides seeding, they don't have much to play for. So it's curious to see, I'm curious to see like how they show up and how they play for this last regional. So, but I do think they're gonna, around this time of the bracket, they'll be playing pretty well. So I have Energy winning 3-2. XZ's a good team, so they'll take a couple games, and that's it. Envy versus Auction. Now this is a juicer. This is a juicer. I feel like Envy gets their revenge. I feel like this is where Envy gets their revenge, honestly. Last time they lost in game 5, 3-2 to Oxygen. We're gonna flip the script. Let's go. Envy making their way to the lower quarters. So now version 1 versus Space Station. This is, if V1 wins this right off of this, I believe they would just straight up clinch for the major based off where Oxygen finishes if this was to happen. But I really think Space Station, last time I saw them play version 1, they kind of dismantled them. And I don't, with that confidence that SSG has, even with version 1's changes, I really don't see that. I see it going to game 7 because content, you know. But I really think that Space Station version 1 hasn't been in these kind of positions a lot, and the experience as well as Daniel factor, Reddles and Arsenal, like all that. I don't really see V1 having a stop for their playstyle because version 1 is very aggressive themselves and very bump heavy with Calm, but they leave Torment back alone. So if he's getting chased, then their whole plan's screwed because they don't have that third man, City and Net, that can just let Calm do his thing, like just go chase people. So because of that, I think Space Station will win. Now FaZe versus G2. Now honestly, if you guys want to know my opinion, I really think FaZe is either going to win this regional or make the grand final at least. So I think they're going to be playing the best they've probably ever have because they really need to prove to themselves more than anyone that they can win something or at least do really well. So I'm honestly, now you're going to be like, you're not confident in your own team. No. FaZe Clan's a really good team. If you lose, it's okay. There's a lower bracket. If you lose, it's learning. No, that's cringe. No, but if you lose, I would rather take a loss here and hopefully make the major, of course, if we made the major. Take a loss here so I know, or as a team, we know what we need to work on going into the major, going into international competition, so it doesn't happen at the LA major, right? But either way, FaZe is a really good team. I wouldn't be mad losing to them. They're probably a top 3 team in North America. But But I'll make a game 7, of course, because we're growing content for all of these. Oh my god, it would be G2. Holy, G2 versus Energy. Poggers. Now, we do have the winning record against Energy. I'll just start with our match. We do have the winning record versus Energy since Atomic's joined. Now, does that continue? We have another best of 7. It's El Clasico. This is the El Clasico of Rocket League. Does G2 or Energy win? It's got to go to 7, of course. Sorry for my phone ringing. But who wins? I'm going to go with us because I think versus Energy, we're really confident in what's going to happen during that series. But again, if we lost to FaZe and Energy, again, like if this was to play out right perfectly, if we lost, like it would be horrible losing because it's just a terrible feeling. But knowing we lost to FaZe and Energy, the two probably best other teams in North America, it wouldn't kill me and make me lose sleep over at night. You know what I'm saying? As long as we made the major, we can learn from our mistakes so it doesn't happen again. It'd be really good. So honestly, 4-3 NRG, 4-3 us, whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, if we win, that's really cool. Happy because we're starting to figure out Energy finally. But if we don't, losing Energy and FaZe, that's not the worst regional you could have. Just gives you time and stuff to fix. So version 1 versus Envy. This is honestly kind of a juicer. And Envy's making their revenge season, but I don't really see them winning over a version 1. I think version 1 will honestly just... It'll be a close series, but I just think V1, the way they play, will either work perfectly against Envy or could work really badly. Now, I'm going to go with the perfectly, obviously, and put version 1 ahead. And then let's go with us versus version 1. Now, version 1 has beaten us twice since we formed. So because of that, I think we need our revenge. And actually, I think we need our revenge. So 4-3, winning game 7 for content. Boom. Now, FaZe Clan versus Space Station. This is a juicy game. Typical versus old team. Daniel versus First Killer. All this drama. But I do think, like I said, FaZe is going to win a regional, or at least make the grand finals of this third regional. So I see it going 4-2 FaZe. I think FaZe is going to be on another level. Now, for content purposes, we're going to have Reynolds double flip resetting against me in game 7 OT to send him to the grand final. Then he's going to double flip reset on First Killer to win in game 7 in the first series. But then First Killer is going to come back, double flip reset, backboard, musty, double touch, and win in game 5. Boom. But yeah, so that's my kind of funny, quick predictions for you guys for this major. For the regional. I hope you guys enjoy. And if you guys want me to do this for the major or for future events, let me know down below. I could even do it for EU and it'll be a lot funnier because I don't even know half the teams and what to expect. So it could be completely random and I could be super accurate or not, you know. But I think it'd be a fun idea. If you guys want to keep seeing it, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below. Share that video for your friends, you know what I'm saying. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.